New videos every day.
Are you feeling low energy, fatigued? Do you often have headaches or suffer from allergies or indigestion? Do you suffer from depression or do you have frequent and severe mood swings? If so, this video is for you. Today I'm talking about the difference between alkaline forming and acid forming foods, and I'm going to give you the top 10 foods that you should be eating to alkalize your body and not only improve your overall health, but also improve your mood. So when we're talking about the cells and tissues in our body and what makes them function properly and do the work then function that they're supposed to be doing, there's a couple of different factors that affect whether or not our cells and tissues can do what they're supposed to do or whether or not there are some errors or dysfunction there. So dehydration, temperature, availability of nutrients are a couple of these factors, and another one is pH. Now the pH scale goes from 0 up to 14, where 7 is actually or very close to 7 is actually the pH of water that's kind of considered neutral. And once you're under 7, that's acidic. And once you're over 7, that's alkaline. So the optimal pH of the body is actually slightly alkaline, somewhere between 7.2, 7.5. And the different foods that we eat and different things we put into our body are either going to contribute to a more acidic environment or a more alkaline environment. So researchers have actually found that when the body is in an alkaline state, this actually promotes proper cell functioning, it promotes healthy tissues, and when the body is in an acidic state, this actually promotes the growth of cancer cells. It makes it really difficult for cells and tissues to do all the functions they're supposed to be doing. Many researchers have also even said that cancer cells can't even live in an alkaline environment. So another example or another way to think about this is to think about a houseplant. So if a houseplant is given the proper conditions, it will flourish and grow. So it needs the right amount of sunlight, it needs the right temperature, it needs the right amount of water. There's all these different factors influencing whether or not that houseplant is going to live and flourish or whether or not that houseplant is going to die. And our bodies work very much the same way. So we want to be thoughtful about the environment that we are creating. So what foods are acidic and which foods are acid forming? One kind of misconception is to think that if something tastes acidic or is acidic, it forms acid in the body. And that's not really quite how it works. Certain foods are acid forming and certain foods are alkaline forming. So the acid forming foods are processed foods. Refined sugars, refined grains, pretty much anytime something is processed, even, minimally, that is going to make that acid forming. Also, most meats, especially red meat, is acid forming, and caffeine. So sodas and coffee, especially flavored coffee drinks, is a double offense because we've not only got the refined sugar, we've also got a lot of caffeine. So you kind of get the idea that the majority of the foods in our diet are actually acid forming. And so it contributes to most of the population having an acidic environment. And a lot of doctors and researchers would argue that the acidic environment of the body is contributing towards cardiovascular disease, obesity, heart disease, and other chronic diseases, even cancer. And so avoiding these acid-forming foods is a really good idea. So now let's talk about the alkaline-forming foods. The first one I want to talk about is lemons. Now, some people, again, might be confused because they'll say, oh, but lemons taste really acidic. But lemons are actually alkaline-forming in the body, and they actually have a pH around 9. So you can imagine this is a very highly alkaline food. So lemonade. Now, I wouldn't recommend going and buying the lemonade on the shelf because that's probably going to have a lot of refined sugar. It's not natural lemon. But if you're one of these people who drinks a lot of soda or who doesn't like water because it doesn't taste good, then a cool idea for you might be to add some lemon to your water. And if you wanted to add some natural sugar or natural sweeteners to improve it a little bit more too, then you could do that. But just lemon and water would be a great thing to incorporate more into your diet and into your everyday life. The next food is watermelon. Now, watermelon clocks in also with a pH of 9. Of course, watermelon is known for being mostly water. It's a diuretic. It's really great for your kidneys. Watermelon has a lot of health benefits, but it's also highly alkalizing. So I would recommend adding a lot more watermelon into your diet. Okay, the next group is more fruits, and I just want to say that in general, pretty much all of the fruits and vegetables are going to be alkaline forming in your body. So just another reason for me to tell everyone that we should be eating more fruits and vegetables. But the particular ones I want to point out are mangoes, papayas, and melons, which are also known for being highly alkalizing. They are rich in antioxidants and really good foods to start eating a whole lot more of. The next food is actually a spice. It's cayenne pepper. So cayenne pepper is rich in vitamin A. It has a lot of antibacterial properties as well, and it is known to really help the endocrine system. So that is your hormones, your moods, your emotions. Our hormones are constantly sending messages throughout our body. So cayenne pepper is a really great spice to add into other foods and start incorporating more into your diet as soon as possible. So again, while pretty much all of the fruits and vegetables are going to have an alkalizing effect on the body, one vegetable that really stands out is asparagus. Asparagus has a high pH. It's really, really healthful for you. It also has some amino acids in it that are very important to our nervous system, so making sure that all of our nerves are able to fire off as needed. So asparagus, another really wonderful alkalizing food. A couple of other fruits that are worth mentioning are grapes, bananas, apples, berries. So not only do these fruits have a huge range of different vitamins, antioxidants, and nutrients, but they also are highly alkalizing. Pineapple is also another one, and another cool thing about fruits, and especially pineapple, is that they contain fiber. So they're going to help contribute to making you feel full, and all of us would like to feel less hungry. So pineapple contains a lot of fiber. Pineapple is kind of praised for being this really great diet food that helps you trim fat, shape your body, and get that satisfied, full feeling when you're not eating maybe the bag of potato chips and the excessive amounts of foods that you were eating. You can incorporate whole natural fruits to help just give you that little bit of fullness that you might be missing. The next group of foods are fermented foods. So that's miso, tempeh, which is tofu that has been fermented. So tofu in and of itself isn't really considered alkalizing, and a lot of people consider it acid forming. But tempeh, or fermented tofu, fermented soy, is actually an alkalizing food. Also, sauerkrauts, yogurt. I just want to kind of throw out a disclaimer here that the craft version or popular version of the yogurt or sauerkraut or whatever isn't going to contain nearly the health benefits and positive health effects as something purchased locally or that is naturally produced, maybe something that you buy at the farmer's market. But if you're eating a high quality fermented food, even if it's sauerkraut or yogurt or whatever, those are alkalizing foods and they're really good for you. The next group of foods isn't really a food, but it's fruit juices. So fruit juices generally have a pH around 8.5, depending on the fruits, of course. But it's very, very important that you're making sure that you're drinking 100% natural fruit juices, or maybe even juicing the fruits yourself. Because a lot of the fruity drinks and even a lot of the juice drinks, if you turn it over, it actually tells you it's only 10% juice or it's only 80% juice. And you want to make sure that you're drinking things that are 100% juice. They don't have any weird chemicals or things added to them. It's always going to be better for you to opt for eating the whole fruit itself, because then it's got fiber that's going to help fill you up. It's just got a bit more of an edge versus having the juice. But drinking fruit juices is going to be way better than drinking sodas or drinking coffee or anything like that. And especially if you're someone who turns to those caffeinated drinks to keep you going throughout the day, I would recommend just maybe cutting back a little bit and see if your energy doesn't actually go up. Because sometimes if we're bombarding our bodies with too much caffeine and too much of these acid-forming foods, that is what's going to make us tired. Okay, the last group of foods that I want to mention is the sea vegetables. So that's nori or seaweed, which is the paper that they use to wrap up sushi. There are actually a lot of different varieties of seaweed that you can purchase at a health food store. And you can throw them onto a salad, you can add them to soups, you can incorporate them into other Asian dishes or Thai dishes, things like that. And they are really, really healthful for you. And when you look at Asian populations, one of the big health foods that they really ingest a lot of are these sea vegetables. That's something that over here in the States we think is a little strange, but it was a really healthy food that I would encourage you to incorporate more into your diet. So in a future video, I'm going to talk more about foods that can cause fatigue or cause us to feel less energy, and give you the top 10 foods you should be avoiding if you're having problems with energy and fatigue. And in another video, I'm going to talk again about how foods affect our mood and give you some suggestions of food you should be eating more of and foods you should be eating less of in order to improve your mood. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that this was useful for you. I hope that you'll leave me a comment and let me know if there's any foods that I forgot, and let me know what your questions are about pH. I didn't get really heavily into detail in this video, but I'm happy to answer your questions or help you find some sources that can help you out. Also, give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and be sure to subscribe to the Psyche Truth channel. Please subscribe to our channel, and you should also visit our new website. Because we have over 1,300 videos on our channel, I know it can be a little difficult to navigate and find the videos that you want to see. But if you visit us at psychetruth.net, you'll be able to find the videos you want to see and watch them there. So we encourage you to go to Psyche Truth next time you want to search for something, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.